former Clinchfield was buzzing with activity last November as the Santa train made its annual run prior to the holiday season. This year, however, CSX went all out, allowing their Clinchfield Heritage Unit to do the honors of leading the way. Dad and I stood trackside along with dozens of other rail fans in Dayton, Virginia that morning before embarking upon our usual chase. At the event's conclusion in Kingsport that afternoon, the 1902 was dropped as the remainder of the train made its deadhead run back towards Waycross. There wouldn't be much downtime for the unit, however, as only a couple of days later, a stalled CO-90 would send the 1902 on a rescue mission to Pennington Gap and onto the CV. For the next month, the 1902 would make regular trips to the Cumberland Valley whilst assigned to the local Eastman Power, and it would be our goal to track it down and document its time in the coalfields. This is part 1 of a 3-part series, where after running its rescue mission, the 1902 made its first trip back to the CV on the point of EO90 en route to load at Creech. We ventured over to Norfolk Southern's Appalachia district and gave chase, before catching some of the Creech action the following day. We're here at Natural Tunnel, just outside of Duffield, Virginia. We are hiking down this trail towards the opposite end, the north end of the tunnel. The big part of the tunnel, anyway. Awaiting EO90 with CSX 1902 on the head end. Whew. 1902 led the Santa train last weekend. Still got the wreath on it, to my knowledge. Our crew today is Russell Smith and Zach Hendrickson. 2 great guys, love them to death. Been so good to me. Can't say enough good things about them. But here you can see kinda the trail we're on, and right over there are the tracks. And you probably can't see it just yet, but the tunnel is through the trees over there. Now we're here about an hour early ahead of the train. It should have just left Kingsport not too long ago, so we got about an hour and a half wait, but we're just gonna settle down and get comfy as we await the arrival of the Clinchfield. Here's a cool little graphic. Read at your leisure. So, we're going to get over here and get comfy, and I'll see you when the train gets here. We've just made it to our last stop of the day, mainly because it's getting real dark. You can kind of see back here behind me. We are at Big Stone Gap at the new connection. We are actually standing on the grade of the L&N. The L&N branch stop right here where we're standing at. There's them calling out. Back in the day, the L&N diverged off right here, ran into Appalachia, and on into Norton. But today, in the late 80s, this bridge here was built in order to connect directly to their trackage in order to access Kingsport. And now, this is CSX connection to Norfolk Southern. But we're ready to catch EO90 as it heads to Glidden. We may run down there tomorrow, I don't know just yet. If we do, you'll see it on video. But we're going to get right here, and I see the lights coming through the trees. CSX 1902 for the Clinchfield. Here we go, boys. And with that, EO90 is back on home rails, CSX trackage, en route to Pennington Gap, Hagen Switchback, the only mainline switchback active left in the United States, and then on to Glidden, where it'll load at Creech tomorrow. This has been Rail Fan Micah Turner, and we'll catch y'all in the next clip or video. The day after our chase on the Virginia side, we found ourselves in Colgood, Kentucky as R580 loaded the train at Creech. Though the CV is L&N territory, the Clinchfield was no stranger, having units pass through while loading at different Cumberland Valley loadouts via interchange. After loading their first cut of cars, the train makes its way off the spur and spots their loads before running engines light down the siding to acquire the next cut of empties. Though we had showed up late, seeing Creech in action was a nice treat, as the following month it would be announced that J.R.L. Cole had filed bankruptcy, meaning Creech would idle. During its time on the CV, the 1902 loaded at Creech twice, with the remainder of the trips being loaded at Balkan and NRG. We'll take a look at those runs in later parts of the series.
About 10 across and looking good.
Tonight,
Go for 20 cross
flight
cleared.
clear.
As the train shoved its second cut of loads into the siding the following morning, the Corbin crew would call it a day and allow the Lowell crew to climb aboard and take the first cut of loads back to Kingsport. Thank you all for tuning in to this Railfan Micah Turner adventure. If you liked what you've seen, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss parts 2 and 3. Until next time, from the coalfields, this is Railfan Micah Turner. God bless y'all.